the iPhone 13 Pro Max is a great camera. So much has improved since the days of the iPhone 4. But they marketed the phone to be in such a way that it shoots cinema cameras, like pro cameras. Now here's where the problem begins. So here are 4 things why the iPhone is not a pro camera for me, and you might be experiencing some of these problems yourself. Variable frame rate, while does not possess any issues when playing back your footage on your iPhone, it pretty much does on your computer. It pretty much lags and skips and jumps the frame, and it also brings about the second problem, which comes to the second point. Inaccessibility to NLE softwares. Now, NLE stands for non-linear editing programs such as the Adobe Premiere Pro, Movavi, Final Cut Pro X, DaVinci, so on and so forth. Now, these are all professional softwares that we often use to edit our videos. Cannot accept and cannot play back smoothly VFR footage. Now, how do you know if your footage is VFR? Right click on your videos, check for the properties, and you will find out VFR is detected. Now, of course, naturally I would go online searching for answers for many hours, and I couldn't find any solutions except for one. Now, the only solution to going across VFR is to transcode your footage. Now, don't get me wrong, transcoding is nothing like downres or proxying your footage. Proxying your footage is to take a high resolution footage, downgrading it into a low resolution, editing off in a low resolution, and once you're done, when you want to export, link back the high resolution footage, and then you export it out. Now, this is completely different. Transcoding your footage is not down-resing your footage. It's essentially changing your footage from a variable frame rate into a constant frame rate. So naturally, I found across a free video transcoding tool called EasyFab Converter. You heard that right. EasyFab Converter, like who makes up that name? So all you gotta do is follow these simple steps and how you can transcode your footage from VFR back into a fixed frame rate so that you can edit into your NLE programs. So here we go. You must understand that this is only available on PC because I'm using PC, I'm not a Mac user. Download EasyFab Online Video Converter, upload the files into your downloads, and then launch it. Pretty much when you launch it, they will be asking you to pay for their full subscription services. You can opt that out. You can actually choose the free version, free trial version. Please do keep in note that as of the making of this video, I can convert the footage for free for any amount of footage that I want, except I cannot convert footage that are longer than 3 minutes. Should I want to upload and transcode footage more than 3 minutes long, I may actually have to buy the actual version. But nevertheless, my footage is indeed lesser than 3 minutes, so I can stick around and use the free version with no qualms. Now that you have your footage uploaded into the software, it is very important that you follow the exact sequences, or else your footage is going to end up looking like this. Set your bitrate to 256. In the resolution tab, manually key in 3840 times 2160. This is your standard UHD format, and the video will be churned out in UHD format. Speaking of video format, check your video format to XVID, audio under AAC, and the frame rate is whatever you prefer, but for this case of the tutorial, I'm going with 30 frames per second. Click OK, and voila, now you're transcoding your footage. Bring all your transcoded footage back into your NLE program, and you now have a constant 30 frames per second, or 23.976 or 25 frames per second footage in which your NLE programs can read.
And now moving on to the third point, Ghost Orbs. This particular point got me wondering if I were to shoot on a professional camera, a DSLR, will I actually get the same Ghost Orbs? So I put these two clips side by side, and I did find out that indeed the DSLR footage does have a little bit of the light orbs as well, but the iPhone footage just have a very extensive amount of ghost orbs or light orbs.
And lastly, in down to this cinematic mode. Now, this is where I find most of the grain of salt in my video comes from. Cinematic mode is indeed the first we've ever seen in a smartphone from an iPhone 13 Pro Max. Now, they are advertising this video as though it can shoot cinematic videos. Example in this YouTube video, Who Done It? Now, the cinematic mode is indeed a great feature that you can actually add onto your home vlog videos or even post up online, but it don't actually work yet because when you transfer the footage back into your PC and when you want to edit, you can't exactly edit out the f-stop as what was advertised. You can do it within the phone. Like, everything's within the phone. Playback is smooth within the phone. You can change the aperture, the focus points within the phone, but you can't actually do this into your PC when you get the footage out. So editability takes a huge hit in that department, right? So with that in mind, I think that the cinematic mode is indeed going to the right directions, but it's going in the direction of more like a prosumer rather than an actual pro, where someone will actually bring on set, film, and edit from there. Well, there you have it, folks. These are the 4 reasons why I think the iPhone 13 Pro Max is indeed not as pro as you think, or not as pro as what the company commercializes it to be. Now, if you're having any of these situations yourself and you think that this video has helped solve your solutions, I would really do appreciate if you click that subscribe button and like this video. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rodric, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Goodbye.